every week. Catch it freshes on your TV. Field level football, Quan, Pat, and CT. On the field running plays for the 3P. And we shine lights, camera action when you see the team. Pick 6, touchdown when I got the ball. And if you think you in my league, tell them knock it off. Money calling every day and I just got the call. Reduction over projection, it's in us, we just got a ball. We just got a ball. We just got a ball. We just got a ball.
Hey, we just got a ball, man. Elevator going down. You are now entering the Field Level Football Podcast of the West Coast. Hey, I'm Pat. That's Quan. That's CT. Quan, CT, holla at your player partner. What's going on with my guys tonight?
All solid,
Quan.
brother.
Now all of a sudden, I can't even hear Quan no more. It'd be funny, y'all. We go through this like little pre-show workout, and then we come on, and then it'd be what it is. How you? But CT, you good?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Shout out to Rory. I see he said what's up as well. Just
for
ready
the
week, bro. Ready for the week, man. Let's get it tonight.
That's so dope, Rory, bro. It's good to see you back, man. We've been missing you, Rory. We've been back, but I know people got stuff to do, people to see. But we definitely was missing you on the pod, Rory. Happy to have you back. Quan, you back?
But am I live though?
Yeah, you live
though. You live. I was saying I want you to look on the screen. My man Rory back, man.
Hey, what's up with the guy Rory? Welcome back, man.
Man, welcome back to Rory. But how you doing, Quan? Everything good, brother?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm about to have an anxiety attack for real out here.
Is that right?
For those that don't know, I'm in the perfect, like Pat said earlier, I'm in the green screen looking like I'm outside on the deck. But the problem is these mosquitoes is crazy.
Uh-oh.
So if I
it's that season.
So if you see the phone kind of that means I'm
Hey, what Tupac said, man, they said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You know what I'm saying? They want that sweet meat.
I'm putting myself inside, player.
Exactly.
You hear me? Hey, let's go ahead on, guys, and jump on into tonight's show, man. We got a lot to get to. A lot of great stuff is happening. Let's jump out with a little bit of news to kick off the show. Little bit of news today. We seen it looks like our guy, man, Bay Area native, Julian Edelman, is retiring from the NFL. It looked like the Pats let go of him, but it was all in efforts that he was going to end up retiring. So me and Quan, CT, I don't know if you did, but me and Quan, man, we had the pleasure of playing against him. Quan had the pleasure of playing with him. How do we feel, man, about Julian Edelman's career and him retiring from the NFL today?
I had the pleasure of meeting him a few times at CSM when I was on my way up there. Talked for a while when he was really starting to build his shoulders and all that. Because he was a small stature cat for a while, but he really developed that NFL body pretty quick, and he was working out almost every offseason initially when he first got drafted. Back in San Mateo at College of San Mateo. So had a chance to get to know him a little bit. What can you say, man? From that point, coming from Kent State, being a quarterback, transitioning to a receiver, and making the most out of his opportunity, and being one of the best receivers in playoff history statistically for what he was able to do. So you gotta shout that man out. He really overcame some things, being at his position, and can't say anything but proud of you, man, and congrats. And I know you probably got your helmet and your shoulder pads all at that Applebee's in Redwood City, bro, because they be taking care of their own over there.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Quan, man, what's up? Talk about it.
Hey, man, the guy that called Jules, you know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think he should be a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
I
didn't see it coming.
I really do think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. CT already pointed out probably one of the more better receivers in playoff history, postseason history. But if we're just going to talk about his career, I'm sure at some point, maybe not tonight, but at some point we'll talk about his numbers, where he stacks up. But he got everything. He got some things that some of the guys in the Hall of Fame don't have, and that's rings. Now, granted, he played with the GOAT, so maybe that kind of helps. That kind of helps his argument. But while with playing with the GOAT, all his rings, he stepped up big in the games. Let's not forget about that catch he had against Atlanta. That was like against 3 defenders. Oh my gosh, that's just one of his many highlights. He did. But I think Jules is going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. You look at it, like you guys mentioned, is Kent State being a quarterback all the way back from Woodside High School, quarterback all the way up until he had to make that switch. And he made that switch, and you saw no kind of like slowing down once he started to really come into his own. I would probably say, and Pat, I don't know if you'll back me on this because we might, we disagree a lot. But since you played against him with me and I played with him, he's probably one of the most athletic guys that I've ever been around. I don't know about you because you ran track and you played against boys with City, but to me, he's probably one of the most athletic guys I've been around. I know in high school he was the twitchiest guy I've ever played against, other than the guy who was his running back,
Tyrese Jacks.
Tyrese Jacks.
Reese was a boy.
Jules was just ultra twitchy, man. Funny story, my future might have been different. When Jules was playing quarterback at CSM, I was also the receiver. Me and Jules were probably the only starting freshmen at that time until I got hurt. He threw me a bad ball. If I get to see him, I'm definitely gonna bring it up. And but anyway, man, I'll let you go ahead and say what you got to say about Jules. Man, I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best, man.
No, Jules definitely a great career in New England. It's always funny seeing the guy that you played against and kind of seeing how they, maturate at the next level. But yeah, definitely something that I look like Roy threw out some numbers for us. Let's say Roy got Julian Edelman 34 retires with 68-22. Jerry had 65-18 at age 35, including 1 year where he played one game. Okay, so he got some solid numbers. But dare I say this, because you said Hall of Famer. All right, I don't know if I'm right there with you yet, but what I will say is, dare I say, Julian Edelman is the best convert into the NFL of all time. As far as a guy who came in as a quarterback, and then switched over to receiver coming in to the NFL. I think he's by far the best to ever do that. I would have to kind of go back and fact check, some other guys, but I think he would probably be at the top of that list for me.
Hey, quick question. Can I ask you guys, who is the greatest slot of all time?
That might be hard just because the game in our era, the slot is kind of glorified, whereas back then the slot was just the third best receiver on the roster.
Let me put it this way. That's true. Let me put it this way. I think when you look back at, the Wes Welkers of the world and people like that, I think that now you're going to say we want the next Julian Edelman at a slot, and you wouldn't have said that, 10 years ago, right? So I got to give him his credit for that.
True, but I definitely agree. I think I might still say Wes. Wes was nasty.
Wes was
nasty in the slot. Wes was nasty. Wes was kind of, huh?
I think he's better than Wes because Julian was
I think he's a better overall receiver than Wes. I just when it comes to that slot, that's where it kind of can get.
He revolutionized it.
Wes was kind of like, I feel like Wes did for the slot with
Wesley Snipes did for the dark skinned brother.
Oh wow. With kind of somewhere in there. I don't know. I just lost my whole train of thought when you said that.
Okay, so would it be fair with you saying?
All right, let me say this. Can I say this? And then maybe you can understand me. I feel like Wes did for the slot kind of what Curry did for the 3-point shot.
So he kind of made it a thing. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah,
something to be reckoned with.
So
can we say that sometimes Wes was the best receiver on the team, but he was playing in the slot?
That's fair.
Yeah,
same with Julian.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah,
then if
but I'm
that's
saying West was the first to do it.
Of course.
so are we giving West flowers just because he created it or kind of made it a thing, or are you really saying he's better than Jules at it? That's the question.
I said to say, like I said, I feel like Jules is a better overall wide receiver. But in that slot, I don't know.
You parsing words, man. Just say West is a better slot than Julian. Just say that.
Because I don't know. Like I would have to go back. No, I'm being serious.
So to answer your question, CT, can we say that As Hakeem is a slot receiver?
Yeah, but he wasn't better than West. Or
I didn't say he was.
Yeah.
Okay, because you were talking about other guys, so As Hakeem would fit that. Antoine Randall would be in there somewhere. You know, a few Wayne Corbett. He was even considered a slot.
Ooh. Was he?
Dante Hall. Not Dante Hall. Dante Hall.
Yeah, Dante Hall. Yeah.
Nah,
he was more return guy.
Super special teams though. Yeah.
But though when he did get his little money in the slot every once in a while.
Yeah.
Dante would get his money in the slot every once in a while.
He was nice. I don't know, Jules.
All right, man. Let's jump in. Let's jump in tonight. I got a quick question for you guys. As you know, as it came out, there's been this whole big talk. We've talked about it at length over the last couple shows about McCorkle, McCorkle Jones, and his second pro day. It has now been reported that both Justin Fields as well as Trey Lance are both going to have a second pro day, of which the 49ers are going to be present. Justin Fields, I believe, is April 14th coming up, in 2 days here. And then Trey Lance is the 19th of April, which is coming up on Monday. So, Justin will be this Thursday, and then what's my guy? Trey will be on Monday. It's been reported already that the 49ers are expected to be at Justin Fields' pro day. It's also mumbles that they'll also be at Trey Lance's pro day. I want to ask the question. I'll start with you, CT, as being one of the resident Niners on the show. What has to happen on Thursday and or Monday to make it unequivocally a yes that this is the guy, as it pertains to either Justin or Trey? What do they have to show in their respective second pro days for us to close the door on the McCorkle Jones stuff and they solidify themselves, whichever one it may be, as this guy has to be the number 3?
It's a good question. I mean, I think when you look at the intangibles, right, we've seen all that. They watched enough film. They're not going into this as novice. They understand what each player can do for the most part. They're going to put them through, some specific drills that'll kind of highlight what Kyle would like to see coming into it. But to me, man, they keep talking about Mac Jones is the most NFL ready. And I think that's debatable. I think that Fields and Trey can both show, that leadership, man, that processing of information. The way they've been structured in their pro days has been team specific and also NFL concept specific. So I think if they continue to do that and showcase that to Kyle Shanahan in a way that he needs to see it, I think they'll be fine. But even with their talents are, because they're both more talented and have a higher ceiling than Mac Jones, in my opinion. So it's really just about being able to process that information quickly. Obviously this is one day of a situation, but don't think that those players aren't studying what they need to be learning and what they should look to do at the same time for any of those teams that could potentially draft them up there. So they know that Kyle's, looking for certain things, and I'm sure that they will put on a show and make it harder for Kyle to choose one or the other.
No doubt. Quan, how do you feel about it? What has to happen?
Well, only what has to happen in order for the Niners to tell the world before the draft happens who they're getting is to give him a playbook. It's been reported Trevor Lawrence already got the Jags playbook. Now, they didn't say it was the Jags because they can't go out and say that because then it'd be a problem. But there's reports that he already has a playbook. We know what that is. So if you really want to set it in stone, then do something like that. Other than that, I really don't think this pro day is nothing more than just the Niners and reported also the Patriots will be at both pro days as well. is just to get another opportunity to see them up front, up close and personal, and maybe get a chance to talk to them. Talk to them after, almost like an interview process. I really think that's all this is. If there's a like you said, CT, there's enough tape, there's enough film, and we already seen the pro day already once. So what more do I need to see? I've already seen everything and seen enough game tape. This is to me just another opportunity to see them in person and just talk to them. That's all I think this is, nothing more, nothing less.
I think for me, Zach Wilson and Justin Fields have the same quarterback coach, right? If I'm that guy going into this second pro day on Thursday, I have officially went in and I've studied every rollout, every motion of the quarterback, every route that the receivers are running from the 49ers. And that is my playbook on Thursday. I am literally running everything that the Niners run at that pro day, every route combination, every way that, Kyle rolls his quarterbacks out, the drop back, the way he drops them back, every, play action exchange motion. I'm doing every one of those things upcoming on Thursday and Monday to show Kyle, hey, I can do everything you do. And not only can I do everything that you do, but I can do it better than the guy you have. I can do it better than the guy you're thinking about. I'm showing you that if you do not pick me, there is a certain level of idiocracy that you're dealing with that you just don't have it, because I am going to be what you want me to be. And I think that that's kind of what needs to happen. They got to go back, watch that film, watch what they're doing in San Francisco on a daily basis, Sunday in and Sunday out. And you mimic that to the best of your ability and you showcase it to the world. I think that is going to be the thing that kind of jumps out, right? Because one, it shows a level of thinking forward thinkingness. Hey, this guy really thought about this. He really put something together on the film or on this workout to show me, hey, coach, buck stops here. You don't have to go down to Alabama and go see McCorkle. I'm right here. You got to see me. And I think that kind of what is what has to happen, in my opinion.
That's fair.
What I did see this past week, and I'll drop this in your spirit, let it sizzle in your spirit, as my man says. Justin Fields reportedly has scored one of the highest scores ever on the Wonderlic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It means something. It means something, though. You know what I mean? It might not mean anything to us on this call, but at the end of the day, these GMs and these quarterback coaches and these head coaches, it means something to those guys when you got a guy who arguably is one of the most intelligent people to ever take that test. So,
okay, I have a question for y'all. If I'm in college, and let's just say my grade point average is always, let's just say, in the high threes, close to the fours, right? Close to perfect. And then let's say I don't do so well, not bombing, but let's say I don't do so well in the Wonderlic test. Does it mean I'm not smart?
No, it doesn't mean that you're not smart.
So and isn't there a quarterback who kind of like failed Wonderlic but was like really raw? I can't even think of his name right now. What was his name? You guys know? Am I blanking?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna have to.
But I will say this.
I don't think it matters.
I see where you're trying to go with this, and I deeply appreciate.
I'm glad you see. I'm glad you see it.
I see what you're trying to go with this, but if you have a 3.0 GPA and you absolutely bomb the SAT, you don't get into that college. It just kind of is what it is.
I know from experience.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like.
So what are you saying?
If you don't bring the total package, it is what it is. And Roy put it out there. He says that you're talking about Vince Young, and if you are talking about Vince Young, you don't have a great argument there.
No, I'm not talking about Vince.
He was nice for a second, though.
It was another one. But even if it was Vince Young didn't succeed because he wasn't good. He succeeded because he had other issues. So we're not gonna get into that. We all know that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hear what you're saying, but we do know that these guys that are in charge, this test means something to them.
You're right.
You know what I mean? In history says that. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? We just gotta take
may
it for
not be
what it
the
is.
end all be all, but it means something. You're right.
Yeah, well, when you can get a grade like that, and this is what I was trying to say earlier, if you can get a grade like that on the Wonderlic, and then you go out there and run a, all close to a 4.3 and throw bombs 70 yards down the field, we got everything.
Got it together.
We got the total package there. You know what I'm saying? But if it is what it is.
I have a question for you two. Then.
Well, ask the question to CT.
No, you too. Both of you.
Okay.
So are you guys at all work? Because like you say, he runs a 4.3. He got the cannon arm. Blah blah blah. Do you have any withdrawal? Him coming from Ohio State and the track record of quarterbacks coming out of that program. Okay, go ahead.
If you would have asked me that 6 months ago, I would have said, hell yeah, I do. But if you really dive in, man, you take time to watch tape. You take time to look at what other people are saying about him. You look at some of his mannerisms on the field, and you watch him completely dominate Trevor Lawrence and Clemson. You got to take that man seriously. I thought the best quarterback coming out of Ohio State, just coming out but not translating to the pros, was JT Barrett. I thought he was a great quarterback for Ohio State. But obviously that didn't translate. Justin Fields is different. He will translate. You put him in the right situation, just like most quarterbacks, you're going to see something special. I do think Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in this draft, but I can't deny what I saw with Justin Fields this season. I did not expect him to get hurt, come back in, and just dominate like that and show things that I didn't know he had, leadership that I didn't know he had. The reason why they won it was him. Sermon had a great game, but Justin Fields laid it on the line for that team. And you got to appreciate the fact that Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence both were on that front line trying to make sure that the season even happened. And that shows a lot of leadership, a lot of pride within what he's doing and banding his team together, his brothers. Because some players like, I'm going to just chill, man. I'm not knocking it. That's a business decision. But Justin Fields said, that's not an option for me. I got to make sure me and my brothers are playing. That spoke volumes to me. I'm not saying that no other quarterback at Ohio State had that same leadership quality, but it stuck out when I look at Fields. And then watching his pro day, man, it was so natural. He didn't have to put on a show. He didn't have to, dance or do none of that, celebrate, man. He was about his business. He was so locked in, and I expect the same thing to happen on the second pro day with Kyle Shanahan and company.
Great question, Quan. Amazing question. I don't have any withdrawals, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a different outlook than what CT took. In a very short sample size, even to say that, very short sample size. But we have to also remember, even though he didn't start his freshman year, he played in the SEC. And with him playing in the SEC, as a freshman that didn't start, he had 8 touchdowns. He had 0 interceptions. He had a 70% completion percentage, as well as averaging over 8 yards a pass. So with that being, like I said, very small sample size in the 12 games he saw action in his freshman year. But for him to do that in SEC as a freshman, who's to say what he would have did come junior year, as a junior in the SEC if he would have stuck it out at Georgia. So I take that into account as well, because like I told you guys earlier, I don't look at Justin Fields as a Ohio State quarterback just simply because he transferred there late. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just look at him as an overall quarterback who played in the SEC some time as well, who was good enough to get recruited to the SEC, and who was good enough that when Jake Fromm was a starting quarterback, still to see time where you just couldn't keep the guy off of the field. You know what I mean? Some freshmen, you go over there, you're going to sit. You just going to sit down. But the fact that he had so many intangibles where it forced the hand of Georgia to at least put him in the game at some point. So I'm good with him.
I like that point about the SEC because I actually thought about that today. That's why I wanted to ask y'all the question. It may sound like I have withdrawals about it just for me posing the question. I really don't. I think he's like what CT said. He's the second best quarterback in this class. I just wanted to ask you guys the question because it's no secret that Ohio State does have a track record of producing really great college quarterbacks, and none of them really sticking in the NFL. You know, and look, let me be the first one to say I really did think not Dwayne Haskins, but the one before him. What's his
Braxton
name?
Miller?
No,
Or
Cardell
JT
Jones.
Barrett? Oh,
Cardell
Cardell
Jones. I thought he was going to be something. I'm not saying he was going to be like super, but I had a gut feeling that he was going to be something because when he came in,
That's
he
why
was
I'm
really
happy. I'm
nice.
happy Rory back. I'm happy Rory back. I love Rory. Go ahead.
Oh no, I see his question. Do I consider Joe Burrow at an Ohio State quarterback?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Shout out to
No,
Rory.
I do because he had to leave. He had to leave because he wasn't starting. I do think if Joe Burrow would have stayed, maybe this trajectory of him going to the Bengals number 1 overall wouldn't have been like that. But he left because he wasn't seeing action. I think Justin Fields' situation is a little different because Justin Fields, like Pat said, actually saw the field. Mm-hmm. He actually saw field in the greatest, not the greatest, but in the best conference. So I think his situation is a little different than Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow caught magic at the right place, right time. He had Joe Brady, who had NFL experience come in. LSU already had a deep roster that just needed somebody to deliver. And Joe Burrow played as a junior at LSU. So let's not forget that too. It's not like he just got there 1 year and boom. So
it felt like it though.
It did though. It did, but
and he had great success in the NFL before he got hurt. So we'll see how he bounces back.
I appreciate you, Rory. I appreciate Rory.
Yeah, I love when Rory out here dropping them gems on us, man, for sure.
Gems.
It makes for great it makes for great conversation. But definitely I do have more hesitation towards Trey Lance than I would have with Justin Fields for obvious reasons. But I still would rather Trey. It's crazy because I still would rather Trey Lance over McCorkle.
Y'all just doing that because of the upside. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah, well, upside is a hell of a side. Upside is a hell of a side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Jadeveon Clowney had a lot of upside.
Are we saying it like he isn't a baller?
What are you looking for? Are you looking for the sack numbers? Are you looking for somebody that has a constant presence? I think you have to make a decision with a player like that.
I'm looking for someone who's consistent.
That's fair.
I feel like when he plays, he's pretty consistent.
If he was, he wouldn't be getting traded all the time, Pat. I'm just saying though.
Oh, you're not gonna talk to that? Talk to me after y'all just signed Yannick Ngakoue.
Hey, my reservation till he suits it up, baby. Till he suits it up.
Yeah. No doubt about it, man. So that's a great conversation. But I want to transition a little bit and talk about, we all went crazy when free agency started up. We all went nuts. It was a huge, push. A lot of guys got signed. A lot of guys are in new locations. But it's still a lot of guys out there, quality names, names that, dare I say, maybe in the last 3 years were mentioned arguably as a number one player in the NFL. That are still out there in free agency. So I kind of want to dive in a little bit of the best of the rest tonight. As y'all understand by the title of tonight's show, best of the rest. So I wanted to kind of go through these guys, man, and kind of get you guys' opinion, position by position, on who the best guy is remaining in that position. Quarterbacks is where we'll start, and then we'll make our way through it. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, every quarterback remaining, if I'm reading this correctly, maybe except for one, have been San Francisco 49ers at one point. So, with that being said, the remaining quarterbacks is Alex Smith, Matt Barkley, Nick Mullins, and Blake Bortles. Best of the group. And where will they land?
CT, you can go.
You see how he threw that off on you, see?
Yeah, I did.
I need some water.
Honestly, I think if Alex Smith is healthy, he's the best option. Definitely as your backup, as your groomer of sorts, but definitely the psyche, the maturity level, the maturation he went through, he can pass a lot of knowledge off to a young quarterback. So if you got a young quarterback, Alex Smith would be a great backup for you, in my opinion. Nick Mullins, I mean, he's an okay backup, but I don't know what he can do outside of the Shanahan system because he did show some success there. and they kind of faltered off. Bortles, you know who Bortles is. I think Bortles is an okay backup. You know, if you got a middle tier quarterback, he's probably better fit with that, not necessarily with a rookie. Yeah, I would say, like Rory was mentioning, Alex Smith to mentor a rookie, absolutely. What was the other quarterback you mentioned? So I hit Bortles, Mullins, Matt Barkley. He's just been around for a long time. I mean, can he hold the clipboard for you? Absolutely. You know, but I think he's probably fourth on my list as who I would probably bring in.
Okay. All right. I don't know, man. I'll probably go with Nicky as the best. Nicky Mullins. Alex Smith, he can't move. You know, he just can't move anymore. So I would go with Nicky. And I do think Nicky will end up somewhere. I'm thinking he probably is going to end up somewhere like
down south.
I was going to say the Giants. Somewhere like that. Nick Mullins looked like he should be on the Giants.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's my personal opinion.
Or maybe maybe he goes to New York. They didn't get they didn't get Flacco. They didn't get Horry yet, from my understanding.
Yeah. Running backs. This is where it's gonna get interesting.
I didn't say nothing yet.
My favorite.
Oh well, boy, you say something. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
Well, it ain't them. I agree with you, Pat. I think Nick Mullins is the best. He gives you the best opportunity to win. Can make all the throws on the field. Matt Barkley's arm is kind of a little bit on the, not like Nick Mullins, but I think he could serve as a good backup. I think I can kind of do my best prediction job. I think Matt Barkley backs up Daniel Jones. I think Nick Mullins will be the perfect backup in two spots, either on the Jets, like CT said, to back up whatever rookie they go with, or he can back up Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. I believe also that Alex Smith should not play anymore.
Yeah.
I think he should coach.
I agree. I think he should go out on like he came back and went crazy. Yeah, now just kind of go out.
Hold on, wait. Where's Gardner Minshew? Is he still in Jacksonville? He's not there no more, right?
He's in Jacksonville.
Still under contract. Fresh
man.
mullet.
Fun fact, he's actually in LA right now throwing with Sop. Nice. Fun fact.
Well, maybe he could put in a word because I'm
man.
Saying get him in Jacksonville, baby.
Maybe he gonna end up in LA backing up Stafford or something.
Good deal.
Running backs. So we have 5 of them. We have James Conner, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Todd Gurley of the Atlanta Falcons, Duke Johnson with the Texans, Adrian Peterson with the Lions, and then Le'Veon Bell with the Chiefs. Quan, we'll start with you on this one.
Okay, let's go down the line here. The best of the worst. Out of those 5, I think AP's your best bet.
Really?
I think AP's your best bet. Le'Veon is a close second. He could be first. I think they can flip-flop. It just depends on what Le'Veon you're getting. I think that year off really did hurt him. It may have helped him health-wise, but it hurt like his mojo, his rhythm, his groove. I don't think Todd Gurley is it anymore. James Conner can be a serviceable change of pace back, but he's not going to demand any starting role. If he goes to Arizona, I don't even think he's the best running back on the Cardinals, even though Drake is gone. And the other guy you mentioned was who was it?
Le'Veon and Duke Johnson.
Duke Johnson is a good third down back. He's a good pass catching back out the backfield. He's had plenty of opportunities to either start or be a change, split in the backfield. He was splitting time in Cleveland. He won it out. Went to Texas to split time with Lamar Miller. Couldn't do it out. I just don't see him being more than a pass catching back at this point. So I would say AP can still give you 800 yards in a season, 8 to 1,000.
CT, running back. What's up?
You got me thinking for a while with that one, bro. No disrespect to AP, but I'm probably taking him third.
Okay.
I'm putting Gurley last. That's if all my running backs go down and I need somebody, to be honest with you. But I got Duke second because I think he could be a viable number 2, possibly 3, depending on what your lineup situation is. For a team that hasn't solidified their situation, let's say Miami takes Travis Etienne, whatever you say his name. I would take a Duke Johnson with him and see what that combo look like. That might be deep. Might be able to do some stuff and spread the ball out with Tua, right? But number 1, I still got James Conner. I think James Conner is a good back. I think that he played well in spurts. Obviously, if you know his health history, I don't know if there's concern still there. I'm pretty sure he's cancer-free and everything. But, I still think that he's young enough to make an impact. He was a dog in college at Pittsburgh, and I think that a team like Arizona, I hate the fact that that's an option, but they could definitely use somebody like him.
He just visited him, right, the other day.
Yeah. So, I think that's a back that you really got to look at, man, especially if you don't have your situation locked in like that. Baltimore is another option. Why wouldn't you take a look at a James Conner, somebody in that division that's tore you up before? So James Conner, Duke Johnson, AP, who's still serviceable, but I would put him last based on, third because of age. And then you got Todd Gurley if you really needed somebody.
Maybe Baltimore isn't looking at James Conner because they see him twice a year, so they know that he's really not like that. That's an option, you never know.
Nah, he like
you get so disrespectful out of nowhere.
How am I disrespectful?
Because this is he's terrible. I'll say this. The last guy I'm picking is Le'Veon Bell, washed, over with, done. Then I'm gonna put Todd Gurley after him. I'll go AP after that. Then I'll go Duke, and then I will also go with James Conner as my number 1 guy, the best of that group. James Conner
true running back.
Watch this though. James Conner is 25 years old.
Right.
He's 25. He's 25. He only started 11 games last year. Quan. Ran for 721 yards in 11 games started. 721. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry last year.
Pat, let me ask you a question. He's only 25, right? He can't be a young 25. He got to be he's more injured than AP, and AP pushing 30 something. He's always injured for something. A pinky, the thumb,
listen. Here we go. 2017 he played 14 games. That means he missed 2. 2018 he played 13 games. That means he missed 3. 2019 he played 10 games, missed 6. Last year he played 13, missed 3. What are you talking about? If you miss 3 games in a season, all right.
And also, don't forget to throw in the fact that there were a few times, I don't know about this year, I wasn't paying close to the Steelers like that, but last year, for sure, there was a few times where he was getting benched to start. Now, okay, here's another thing. We have to think about, is he a starter? Or it's Pittsburgh has always been interchanging their backs between him, Jalen Samuels comes on the field in pass catching situations.
Benny Snell.
And Benny Snell's been getting more run. They let him go because of Benny Snell. So, and with you saying, Quan, he had 700 yards, only played this many games, averaged 4 points something to carry. He averaged 4.3 yards a carry, but they let him go for Snell, who really has nearly no production. So what does that really say?
I'll tell you what it says, Quan.
What it
Pittsburgh Steelers don't pay, bro.
Thank you, CT.
Did they not pay Le'Veon Bell at least once? Didn't they pay him once?
They played. James Conner.
Okay. James Conner would not have demanded a lot of money, I would think.
He was coming off of a 4-year, $3 million contract. So yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have been a crazy amount of money. But why pay him anything if if what you just said, you got Snell, you got the other, you have other guys, you don't have to pay him.
But those other, that's my point. Those other guys haven't really produced. So to y'all point by saying he's the number 1 running back available, he must. Why is Pittsburgh letting him go? I'm sure they know that too. If he's the
so is Gurley better than you? Rather have Gurley than James Conner right now?
No, I didn't say that. Gurley's number 5 to me. Gurley's number 5. Then I will go Duke Johnson. Then I will go Le'Veon. Then I will go Connor, and then I'll go AP.
AP 36 years old, bro.
He got old and still got more yards than James Conner on the Lions. I rest my case.
What else the Lions doing? Of course they're gonna feed him.
He didn't.
I rest my case.
He didn't. You don't have to rest it because he didn't. That's not factual.
What's the numbers, Pat? Last year, and then the year before that.
AP has 604 last year.
What about year before that?
Year before that, he had 898.
Exactly. What did James Conner have?
Had 971.
So they that close, and he got him lapped in by a decade.
Get out of here, bro. You're gonna find a way. You're gonna find a way, bro.
Lapped him by a decade on the Lions, though.
All right, let's go receivers, man. Let's go receivers.
We definitely
we got
here. I already know.
We got funny enough, I thought that get down. Funny enough, I thought Larry Fitzgerald was on the Cardinals again, but it's saying he's a free agent. So
yeah.
Larry, Antonio Brown, Danny Amendola, Golden Tate, Cordero Patterson, and let's throw in 3 more. Let's throw in Alshon Jeffrey, Damiere Byrd, and Dede Westbrook.
Ooh. Who want to go first? Because I know we're not going to agree on this for sure.
This is easy for me.
Oh, it is.
It's AB. It's AB.
And everybody else after that?
Yeah. I mean, the best, because I'm just going the best. So it's AB. And if you want to put somebody else, you could I would go AB, Damiere Byrd.
Wow.
Yeah. These other cats is 87 years old.
Okay, AB, Pat. This isn't
Larry's
an age
still
contest.
nice.
This is who's better right now. This isn't an age contest. We're doing upside again.
Who better than Damiere Byrd right now?
If you use Cordell Patterson correctly, absolutely.
I ain't talking about correctly, CT. I'm just talking.
I'll be AB's number 1. I think we all agree with that. AB is the number 1 on the board.
No love for Alshon? Not a number 1, but
no. Nah, he more hurt than James Conner. Can't mess with that. I think Golden Tate deserves some respect in this list. I don't know where we put him.
Boy,
Golden Tate balls. He balls whenever he gets a chance.
Golden Tate is Hines Ward at the end of his career now.
Golden Tate is Bronze Tate.
Right.
Wow. Why is y'all hate? Has been a great player to put on. No.
Yeah. I would have took Alshon Jeffrey over AJ Jenkins.
Oh yeah. My bad. I read it wrong. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
You read that like that was.
I know. I was tripping. AJ Jenkins was garbage. Patterson would be good on the Niners. He would get a lot of those kind of jet sweeps and reverses that Debo be getting. Them stretch run plays. But I think Golden Tate deserves some respect. Dede Westbrook is a dog. I really like him.
Dede's pretty good.
This water
other than
is
that,
terrible.
Is it Niagara water from Home Depot?
Oh, it's...
Okay, because Niagara water is trash.
It's not the worst. Arrowhead's the worst.
It's worse, bro. Trust me, it's worse.
This tastes like Arrowhead, low key. Go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just throwing me off.
No, that's it. CT, you got. I don't have an order for this, but I'm gonna just say, AB's the best. Golden Tate deserves some kind of respect on this list, and I really like Dede Westbrook. Everybody else is kind of like,
I would say AB, probably Dede next. Cordell, Damiere Byrd, Larry, Golden Tate, Alshon. I see Isaiah Ford and Trent Taylor on my list, which is crazy that Trent Taylor is even in the top 10 of anything.
All right. For sake of time tonight, gentlemen, I'm gonna only touch two more. All right.
You know what it is, DB baby.
We're gonna talk about it. I want to actually touch edge rushers. The best remaining edge rushers that I'm seeing right now: Jadeveon Clowney, Melvin Ingram, Justin Houston, Ryan Kerrigan, Olivier Vernon, Alden Smith, Everson Griffin, and let's go Trent Murphy. This is tough.
Oof. Man, this is really tough. Yeah, this one's tough. This probably the toughest one.
If y'all want me,
Alden Smith should go back to the Niners. I'll just throw that out there.
Nah, I want to see him succeed, and I think this is a toxic environment for him. I am going to go, if healthy, Melvin Ingram.
Okay.
I don't trust his age, but I understand.
How old is Melvin?
I don't trust his health.
Past 30, for sure.
Is he?
Yeah.
He can't be older than Ryan Kerrigan. I would take Ryan Kerrigan number one.
Ryan Kerrigan's older too, but I understand that.
Are you 31? Melvin Ingram 31.
I would take Ryan Kerrigan number one.
Olivier Vernon, boy, though, too.
Now with that Achilles, I think he went down with in the playoffs.
Justin Houston, a boy, though.
Yeah, he's like 38.
True. Hey, Olivier Vernon got paid by the Browns. It wouldn't the same sense.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Melvin Ingram on mine. Or Jadeveon's a boy. I don't care what nobody say though.
But he's not number one on your list though.
Yeah.
Yeah. CT, what you got, brother?
I don't have an order on this one. Kerrigan is probably the most plug and play right now. Clowney gives you something. Supposedly he was supposed to sign with Cleveland today. I just don't know what I'm gonna get from him, but he gives you something.
See, I'm about to get that on a shirt. CT said Jadeveon gives you something.
I think Aldon's still solid, man. I think he gets in the right situation and can be used properly. He'll be straight. Melvin Ingram is a good player. Could start somewhere. Everson Griffin, he got some issues, man, that he's dealing with mentally too. So I'm not sure if he's even gonna get a shot at this point. That's it, man.
All right, that's the word. Let's see where y'all want to go next. I'm gonna let y'all pick the next one. Give me a position group.
Kicker,
corners, baby.
Corners.
No. Yeah, he said kicker. Corners, man.
Yes, sir.
That's where you want to go. You want to go corners? All right, we'll go corners.
It can't be that many.
We got Richard Sherman, Bashard Breeland, Casey Hayward Jr., Steven Nelson, Brian Poole, Quentin Dunbar, and Garyon Conley.
Boom. Quentin Dunbar, I think, just signed with the Lions, though. So you might want to check it out.
Okay, yeah.
Because he will be number one, but not him. I'm going to say Casey Hayward is the best one on the board still. Richard Sherman
too.
Nope, he signed.
Yeah,
did he?
Yeah.
I forgot where, but he signed. I would say Casey Hayward Jr., man. He's probably the best one left on the board. Richard Sherman could be the best, but he needs to go to the right system.
Psych.
I think he would. Okay. Maybe not the best. But Richard Sherman, I think, can only go to two organizations at this point with a system that fits his style. He would have to go to the LA Chargers or back to Seattle. I know there was rumors with him, talking to the Raiders, and he was in Vegas for a while. But we play a lot of man-to-man, and I don't see that happening. So that ain't going to work, especially in our division where everybody got speed. Richard Sherman is not going to go man-to-man on Tyreek or on Jerry Jeudy or on Keenan Allen. So I think Brian Poole is the best slot corner on this market. And then I think everybody else just falls in place.
That's tough, man.
Bring it home, CT. Me and you been agreeing all night, brother. We here. Bring it home.
I think Poole's pretty solid. Sherm, I like him more than I like Gurley at this point. I think you'll get more out of Sherm than you would get from Gurley. And I think you get more out of Sherm than you would out of Golden Tate. And then who else we got? Casey? Did you say Casey?
Mm-hmm.
I think Casey is probably 1A, 1B type of thing at this point, bro. He can start somewhere. And there's still some teams that need it. So, yeah, those are my top two. And Sherm's probably like in the top 5 right there just because the veteran presence, leadership really outweighs the play at this point. So it just depends on where your organization is.
Come on, Pat. Me and CT on the same page, man. Hey, we're number
He'll
one.
He'll probably be in Tampa.
I know.
This is interesting. Cool.
Sure.
So Casey Hayward's a really, really good player. Really, really good player. Has been in the past a very good player. And I think that's kind of what we're living off of right now. He is the oldest of the bunch at 31.
I'll take it.
I think I'm gonna go a little bit different from you guys, man. I think, geez, this is gonna be tough. Let me fact check one more thing before I make my final.
He about to say Poole CT. I'm a psychic because when you said Poole CT, Pat face lit up. I know he about to say Poole.
I like Brian Poole a lot. I do. It is no faking that. I like Brian Poole a lot. But I'm actually caught between two, and I'll tell you. All right, I'm caught between Bashar Breeland,
okay,
and Steven Nelson.
From the Steelers? Okay.
The reason why I say that is because over the last 3 seasons, none have had more interceptions. We talking about, because when you look at a corner, I'm looking at guys that's taking the ball away. Nobody has had more interceptions than those two. Steven Nelson has 7 over the last 3 seasons. Bashar Breeland has 6. Out of the guys remaining, that is, right there, along with Brian Poole, who also had 6. But Steven Nelson, out of the last 3 years, has the most interceptions out of anybody on that list. So that jumps out to me. So I think I would go, but I like Brian Poole a lot. He's a dog, and he can play the slot. Yeah, I'm going to go, golly. I'm going to go. This means a lot to me, as you can see.
This is the corner talking right here.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Steven Nelson, and I'm going to tell you why. On top of that, he went to the same high school as Justin Fields. And I just want to put good juju in the air.
It's a good way to bring it back full circle. That's a good way to bring it back full circle to the top of the show.
Hey, so you know what it is, man. Man, he said, yeah, Sherm probably. I don't know. It ain't looking like they want Sherm in New York, Jay. It ain't looking like they want him with the Jets. They ain't talking about it no more, so we'll see.
He would have been signed,
Man, real quick, I think our time is far spent, but yeah. Let's go ahead on, man. Yeah, let's get to it, man. Factor cap. I know you want to talk about it. Quan, I'm gonna start off with you. What's your cap, no cap of the night?
Sammy Watkins is all cap, bold letters, all cap, caps lock. He went on to some when he signed to the Ravens, and it was reported that he stated that when they asked him in his, I guess, opening interview or pocket, whatever he was on, what do you have to say about the words and the buzz coming out of the camp that people don't want to go to the Ravens because Lamar can't throw the ball, or he's not there yet, like Patrick Mahomes was, since that was his quarterback, recently. Sammy said, well, I think Lamar can throw the ball. He's dynamic. Just his receivers weren't getting open. That's something you should say when you just got a job. And I think he capping. Would you say? Yeah, epic fail, man. I think he capped. Like, Sammy, like, you're not finna go there and just get open like everybody else was getting locked up. Like, come on, man. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I think he was just playing for the camera, being all lovey-dovey to his new quarterback, because he's like, I want the ball. So as much
I got one more for you. This is
capping.
Quan. It sound like you want it to be like.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Bro, he big capping, man. I want to get y'all thoughts on that real quick, because I think he big capping.
Oh, it's cap. I mean, you go to a news team, you're gonna say that. Of course, that's what he's gonna say. It's cap. We all know that. Lamar Jackson ain't in Patrick Mahomes' area code.
Hey, did you hear also what one of the receivers come out of the draft? I forgot what his name was. One of the big receivers come out of the draft, say he don't even want to go to Baltimore.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Hey, man, he gonna have to prove it first before people start lining up to go there.
That's crazy. CT, give me one, man. Cap, no cap. What's going on?
Y'all tell me if it's cap or no cap. So Eddie George, Hall of Fame running back for Tennessee Titans, just took the head coach position at the HBCU Tennessee State. Happy about it. He got some backlash a little bit. People saying he doesn't have experience. And I'm laughing because I'm like, okay, but Steve Nash could be a head coach. But I'm just saying.
Okay, see?
You came out with a point.
See? Okay.
You came out with a point.
So what are we capping?
The fact that all of a sudden experience matters.
Oh, that's cap. It don't matter when you know what you're doing. I'm with you on this, CT. Like, what do they have to say about all the other guys that have experience and they still suck? You know what I'm saying? If Eddie George knows football, he played in the NFL, he got a gold jacket. I mean, what other credential do you need? A bachelor? You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Man, go do your thing.
Rory.
Look at Rory, another
complaining
gem.
about Deion going to Jackson State. I think it's a beautiful situation. I think it's a beautiful thing, man. The fact that these guys is doing this, we all know what that's about to happen. You're about to see an influx of guys going to these colleges now because they got a name with it. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited for the HBCUs. I'm excited for what's to come in the future for these HBCUs. It's also already starting to spill over in basketball. Number one player in the nation ended up going to Howard. So, you know what I mean? We're about to see a lot of great stuff happen as it pertains to that, man. So I'm excited. That's it. That's that.
You got
I don't have no cap, whatever it is. I don't have one, but you know what's cap? If you say the Field Level ain't the hottest podcast on the West Coast, make sure you tell somebody. Make sure you get to them, man. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram, following us on Twitter at the Field Level. If you don't, you're capping. So make sure you live in a no cap life, and you making sure that you also telling somebody about the Field Level. Find us right here every Monday night.
Okay.
Every Monday night, 8:45, almost 9, between 8:45 and 9. We'll be on CP time. Anyway. Make sure you with us, man. Tell somebody about it. Tell a friend. Tell everybody about us, man. We love y'all, man. Any final words from my brothers tonight?
Mark Jackson needs to go coach at HBCU now.
Man.
You out here like, okay.
We driving them gyms.
Flamethrower. Go ahead.
That's it, man.
CT, what it is, man. Final words.
Just want to finish this week out, man. Excited about the weekend, man. Excited to spend some time with the family and my folks. So, let's get through this week and get to it.
Yes, sir. It's the Field Level. Elevator going up. You are now leaving the Field Level Football Podcast on the West Coast.
every week. Catch it fresh as on your TV. Field level football, Quan, Pat, and CT. On the field running plays for the 3P. And we shine lights, camera, action when you see the team. Pick 6, touchdown when I got the ball. And if you think you in my league, tell them knock it off. Money calling every day and I just got the call. Reduction over projection, it's in us, we just got a ball. We just got a ball. We just got a ball.